Every so often, a game comes along that doesn't just ask you to survive, it demands that you fight tooth and nail for every inch of ground you hold. Hordes of Hunger is one of those games. On the surface, it's a roguelite arena slasher, but underneath the action, there's a grim story about a homeland consumed by an otherworldly curse. The sea itself has turned traitor, unleashing a beast and its endless legions to strip the land bare. And in the center of this chaos stands Mirah, the only hope against annihilation. From the very first moments, Hordes of Hunger makes its intentions clear. This isn't a slow warm-up or a gentle tutorial. You're thrown into swarms of monsters, each wave hitting harder than the last, and you immediately feel the pressure that defines the experience. But this isn't mindless hack and slash. What makes the game work is the constant decision-making. Your choice of weapons, your special attacks, and the way you adapt your build as the run unfolds. Every fight is a test of how well you can balance power, mobility, and survival. The loadout system is where a lot of the game's depth lies. Do you want Mirah to fight as a nimble sword fighter, darting between enemies and carving through them with quick, precise strikes? Or do you lean into raw strength, wielding a heavy hammer that can send whole groups flying? Each weapon changes not just your playstyle, but the pace of combat itself. Special attacks add another layer. Flaming swords, lightning strikes, divine contracts that let you cheat death. You're not just choosing what does the most damage, you're shaping your identity for that run. But it's not just about the weapons in your hands, it's about the battlefield around you. The game's arenas aren't static backdrops. From the ruins of your village to the castle keep, each level has choke points, high ground, and even destructible structures that can be used to your advantage. This turns survival into a kind of battlefield chess match. You're constantly asking, where do I stand? How do I funnel the horde? And when do I risk breaking cover for a shot at something greater? It's this tactical layer that sets Hordes of Hunger apart from other wave-based action games. As the monsters grow more aggressive, so too does your arsenal. Each level up offers new destructive or defensive powers, giving you the chance to shape Mirah into something almost mythic. Maybe you'll strike the ground like a thunderbolt, wiping out everything nearby. Maybe you'll stack defensive buffs to endure longer than anyone has a right to. Each ability feels impactful, and the combinations lead to runs that feel wildly different from each other. That variety keeps the game fresh, even when the central loop is survival against impossible odds. But what makes Hordes of Hunger more than just another roguelite is the story woven through the chaos. Between the swarms of monsters and the frantic fights for survival, there are missions that let you rescue others or uncover fragments of the world's mystery. A father haunted by guilt, a prisoner who refuses freedom, a cook covered in blood. These aren't throwaway quest givers, they're pieces of a larger puzzle, slowly revealing the truth of the curse that has gripped the land. And the fact that this story unfolds run by run with fully voiced characters means the game doesn't lose its emotional weight even after multiple attempts. The atmosphere leans into this duality. Fast, brutal combat balanced by a haunting sense of tragedy. The land you're fighting to save already feels lost, but that desperation fuels the action. Every monster you cut down, every survivor you save, feels like clawing back one more breath against overwhelming inevitability. It's the kind of storytelling that doesn't interrupt the action, but rather deepens it, making each run feel like a step in a doomed but necessary struggle. And that's really the core of Hordes of Hunger, a constant push and pull between survival mechanics and narrative weight. You're fighting for loot and upgrades, sure, but you're also fighting for people, for places, for scraps of a story that make every battle mean something. It's not just about seeing how long you can last against endless waves, it's about why you're fighting in the first place. For players who love roguelites, there's a lot here to dig into. The progression loop is sharp, the combat feels heavy and responsive, and the builds offer real experimentation. For those who want something more than mechanics, the voice-acted story, the haunting characters, and the layered world-building add depth you don't often see in the genre. And for everyone else, the hook is simple. Hordes of Hunger makes survival feel urgent, desperate, and meaningful in a way that sticks with you long after you put the controller down. If you're looking for a roguelite that doesn't just test your reflexes, but also gives you a reason to care about the fight, Hordes of Hunger is worth keeping on your radar. It's brutal, it's relentless, and it's exactly the kind of game that rewards both skill and perseverance. Whether you last 5 minutes or 50, every run leaves you with a story, and that's what keeps you coming back.
What was that father's song? verse about? About? Song. What happened?
I bought you some time, child. Use it wisely.
How? Never mind. Thank you. There's something strange nearby.
Mirah, you've returned. How was it out there?
I reached further than the last time. Still not far enough, though.
Don't worry. You will find the Guardian. We believe in you.
He's not the only one.
I know. You will find both of them. Come, let me tell you a story.
Father, is it possible that there are people still out there, in their right mind, not affected by the beast curse?
It is possible, yes. Why?
I'm just wondering, what should I do if I were to meet someone out there? After all, my main goal is to hunt down the beast's guardian. I'm not sure if I should distract myself with anything else.
Every soul is worth saving, particularly in the wake of recent events. Yet it falls upon you to decide whether to undertake this endeavor. These are times of trials, Mirah. Times of challenges and revelations. You must face them alone and confront the consequences on your own.
Let's try something new this time. Song. Songs to choose from. To reclaim the food from the judge. The bastard hung it high up, out of reach. I need to find a way to bring it down. All right, quick now, before he notices. About unbreakable. Let's think. choose from. About. This one. This one. Did you tell me? That's the way. What was it? That song? I'm glad you're here.
Sorry it took so long.
No, it's all right. Thank you. This is something really strange.
Remember the last tale I told you?
Ready. Let's think. About. I need to reclaim the food from the judge. The bastard hung it high up, out of reach. I need to find a way to bring it down. What was it? That song? All right, quick now, before he notices. was it? That song. Verse about? That's the way. I'm glad you're here.
Sorry it took so long.
No, it's all right. Thank you. I should look there. One more time.
Let me tell you a new story.
Father, can I ask you something? How are you doing this? Bringing me back, I mean.
Do you know what kind of tree this is?
It's a yew, isn't it?
That's right. It's quite beautiful, don't you think? It seems to exist beyond the bounds of time, an everlasting monolith, bearing witness to events of the past, the present, and those yet to come.
It seems lifeless.
That's also part of its character. It belongs to both worlds, without entirely belonging to either. It's a privilege to be your guardian.
I think I understand. Thank you. Did you tell me? To reclaim the food from the judge. The bastard hung it high up, out of reach. I need to find a way to bring it down. All right, quick now, before he notices. So many songs to choose from. What did you tell me? Did you tell me? That will do it. Song. To choose from. Fitting reminder. Did you tell me? choose from. That one. Oh, here you are.
Rest for a while, child.
Thank you. Well, that is interesting.
More are coming.
Song. Well, that is curious. Oh, hey there, buddy. Will you help me with something? Easy now. Don't be scared. I'm right here with you. It's okay, I'm still here. Just stay calm, buddy. Did you tell me? Done. I hope we'll make it to the Sanctum safely. Oh, that's something new.